What's the good word, Josh? Your boy DKB here. So I'm hyped. Robert Saleh on his press conference today officially opened Aaron Rodgers' practice window, which means he will be returning officially in as close to full capacity as you can get, right? Robert Saleh highlighted the differences in kind of Aaron Rodgers' situation versus Dwayne Brown and other players that have been on IR. In that, Aaron Rodgers, we've seen him been able to toss the ball around. It's been purely with coaching staff, though, since he has been on IR. And with them opening his window, now he can actually go out there and be involved with his teammates. And we have 21 days until we officially need to activate him. Now, the reason I'm super excited about this particular move is I'm not a fan of seeing Aaron Rodgers play any game this season for the New York Jets, right? Considering the fact that our playoffs are dead, but even then, seeing the way our line has deteriorated just really didn't make sense. But I've been struggling to find things that we can look forward to for this team for the rest of the year, right? We still have 6 or 7 games to play. And the last thing that really came to my mind was development, right? We know the defense is mostly going to be intact next year, if not completely, pending re-signing Bryce Huff. And you can even argue maybe some upgrades at like the safety position and maybe the interior spot, for example, on the defensive line. But nonetheless, on the offensive side, it seems like we weren't really going to be able to pull anything off there. Maybe you can develop some offensive linemen. Much respect to Keith Carter in that regard. But in terms of the weapons, still trying to get the running backs going and stuff, it kind of seemed like a far cry that was going to happen. But having Aaron Rodgers return to practice, he's not going to be out there running game plan scripts and stuff like that. But if you want to consider kind of flight school and stuff like that, you get really excited about what this could mean for the guys like Jason Brownlee, Xavier Gibson, Irvin Charles, those lower totem pole guys that aren't really getting a ton of reps in game, getting a ton of value out of special teams and stuff like that, but ultimately they can really lean back on Aaron Rodgers' expertise, really kind of refine some of Nathaniel Hackett's playbook with them and get them a jump start on the 2024 year. And so I think that's really the biggest takeaway for all of us, right? Is that not only will this help with finally getting some of those lower tier guys developed, which should probably have bigger roles next year after overhauling the offense, but you do help also alleviate some of those concerns that we've seen creep up with, the defense giving up. It looks like midway into third quarters, after doing everything they can to try to help the offense. It'll help maybe take some pressure off of guys like Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall to have to play outside of their bodies, as we've heard them continuously mention some of the mistakes that they've never really made in their life, being elite athletes and players at their positions. And it's just still crazy also to think that less than 4 months from an Achilles injury, we're seeing Aaron Rodgers come in. And so to quickly highlight as well what Robert Saleh touched on there, again, he's not going to, go out there in a red contact jersey and do all this crazy stuff. He'll be able to throw routes against air, from what I heard. And that'll essentially be it, right? Go out there, do rehab, do some conditioning, throw some air routes, this time to players instead of coaches. That's going to be as far as he is, but it's still a huge step in his recovery already. And so if you weren't excited for the thought of him coming back in 2023, you definitely have to be excited about him coming back in 2024, considering he's had such a jump start on his recovery that he'll probably be better than 100% heading into next year. So I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt if you want. This has been the best news that I've received all week in regards to this New York Jets team. And it'll be interesting to also kind of hear his thoughts about how some of these practices and stuff are going now that he'll be officially returning. I wonder if we'll see any new information come to light. Maybe things not being as efficiently run as he would like to see, anything like that. Keep in mind, by the way, it's not like we had the most perfect crisp practices this all season either, although a lot of that was regarding trying to learn Aaron Rodgers' cadence and all that kind of stuff. But nonetheless, I'm going to take this news and run with it. I'm very happy today now Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you again. Peace.